Thank you for clicking this video. This is Batok with Ola. My name is Mojola Olu, and today I want to talk about executive immunity in Nigeria. Executive immunity in Nigeria is a constitutional matter, and you already know, as I've said different times on this channel, that once it's a constitutional matter, it cannot be overruled. The constitution is the ground norm, and so nothing supervenes or supersedes the constitution in Nigeria. Every other law, every other provision, every other decision are subjected to the constitution, whether we like it or not. By Section 308 of the Nigerian Constitution, persons such as the President of Nigeria, the Vice President of Nigeria, the Governor of any state in Nigeria, and the Deputy Governor of any state in Nigeria have what we call executive immunity. What does this mean? It means that they cannot be tried for any civil or criminal offense while they are in office. That means that if the president, for instance, commits a crime against you as a person, you cannot sue him while he is in office because he is the president. He cannot be sued. You can't sue a governor, you can't sue the deputy governor, you can't sue the vice president. So they are protected. And the rationale behind this protection is to ensure that the business of the state continues to run smoothly. You know, imagine if they say, okay, where's the president? He needs to attend this forum, economic forum, or he needs to represent Nigeria at this gathering of presidents of African nations or presidents of nations of the world, or he needs to be here or there or give this executive order, or he needs to do this. The business of the state is very serious and tasking. Imagine if they say, where's the president today? And they now say that, oh, he's in court. He has been charged for armed robbery. So he's standing trial. So, you know, it would affect the business of the state. And that's why it's very important to vote in correct leaders. Do not vote in criminal people or people who have criminal propensities. Because if they get into office and they become criminal, they cannot be sued. I'm glad that the Nigerian elections are coming up shortly. I hope that everyone that's eligible to vote will vote the most credible of candidates in all the electoral offices. So there's executive immunity. So you could see that a president or a governor could be doing something, and clearly even you as a layman could tell that, oh, this is criminal, or this person should be sued or tried for this. They cannot while they are in office, so that the business of the state is not tampered with or interfered with. So if you read Section 308, it shows you those classes of persons and what not cannot or can't be done against them. So you would ask, so what if the president commits, or the vice president or governor commits a crime, or commits a criminal act now? Because until they are charged, it's not a crime, it's a criminal act until there's a charge actually that makes it a crime. So what if they commit a criminal act? Then you could file a report and the police could begin investigations. Criminal matters are in most cases not started bad in Nigeria. So when they step out of office, since it is their person that committed the crime, then they can be charged to court as a person without immunity, as an ordinary citizen, and then they can face you know, the beat for their action. But aside that, you cannot charge them to court while they are in office. If there's an action going on against a person, if the action does not preclude the person from assuming the office of the president or the office of vice president or governor or deputy governor, once they assume office, that action has to die a natural death. It must be struck out because they now have or are now wearing immunity. And while they're in office, if someone, you know, peradventure inadvertently sues them and they are made a party to a suit, the suit must be struck out. So it's a jurisdictional issue. The court cannot sit properly and adjudicate over that matter. Even if the court does so, it will be a nullity. So the court would rightfully strike out the matter once it is discovered, even without any objection from another party. Once it is discovered that a party to the suit is protected by this executive immunity, the suit will be struck out. And then you will ask that, does this mean that they have such wide powers that they cannot be tamed or curtailed? No. There's a provision for impeachment which can be carried out by the House of by the legislature. You know, all three arms of government, there's a provision for checks and balances, so they can check one another. So a person who is not living up to the dictates or the requirements of the office of the president, vice president, governor, deputy governor can be impeached, but you cannot start a criminal or a civil trial against them. Now, you would have gone to court and noticed that some civil suits, some people sue the governor. Yes, they would sue the governor, But the governor will not appear on his own. The Attorney General of the state will appear for the governor. Some might even sue the president. The Attorney General will appear for the president. You cannot sue the president. You cannot sue the governor. You cannot sue them personally, because the immunity is to their person. So once they are no longer occupying that office, that immunity, it derives from the office, but it is to their person. So once they are no longer in that office, the immunity, wears away. They remove it as if they are removing clothes. And so anything you want to do against them lawfully, you can go ahead and do it. But while they are in office, they are protected because they need to give their utmost attention to the business of the state, and the business of the state must continue. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. Please like this video if you love what you've just seen, and by all means leave me comments in the comment section. You can always mail me at houseoflivingstones@gmail.com. I will see you in my very next video. Toodles.